Eastern Theological College, Johar. And for today's concern, I would like to share two important concerns. Especially, one is on unemployment, another one is on education. Vivekananda once he said, "Give me 100 energetic young men, and I shall transform India." And Abdul Kalam also once he said that uh, dream. He asked the young people to dream. But today, the young people are dreaming someone's dream. Why I'm saying this? Because in southern context, many parents decides what kind of dream their children has to dream. They give them mostly two options. It can be a doctor or it can be an engineer. In the name of job security, parents are deciding the young people's dream. In such context, how can make our young people to dream out of the box for national building? In 2019, India Today released an article. It says that 80% of young people who are engineers are unemployed. One of the reason that comes to me when we talk about unemployment, especially for youth, especially the engineers, is that they are dreaming someone's dream. They are forced to dream someone's dream. They have diverse talents, but they are suppressed or they are narrowed by in the name of job security. Their voices were silenced, their dreams were suppressed. So Abdul Kalam, he said, dream is not what you see in sleep, but is that thing that doesn't let you to sleep. But today, most of the young corporate people, they are not sleeping because of the dream which is chasing them not to dream. Rather, they are not sleeping because of the corporate stress. Another concern on youth I would like to share is today many young people, they are lack of inspiration. Because me personally, one of my inspiration, especially when I was in NCCI, many leaders who really inspired me to be in theological journey. Today when we talk about inspiration, for some it may be Rajinikanth as inspiration, for some it may be Dhoni or Chennai Super Kings. The inspiration, how many are young people we are having inspiration? There is like people like Bhagat Singh or Netaji or Ambedkar as our inspiration to proceed in our life. I feel that the lack of inspiration, the education that we are living in, which is teaching us to be selfish. What I will be doing tomorrow? And if I get education, I'll get a nice job and get settled. It is making us to be selfish. The system and the society and also the education system is making us to be more suppressive than liberative. And education has to be liberative, which can make us to be more selfless people in this world. Let me conclude with the last quotation by Swami Vivekananda: a brave, a frank, a clean-hearted, courageous, and an aspiring youth is the only foundation on which the future nation can be built. I think these two concerns, one is liberation, what kind of education we are getting. Is it a liberative education or selfless education? I think if NCCA, especially the youth concern, focus more on bringing a liberative education to the young people and giving some inspiration for the young people so that it can make a big impact in their life as also in the nation building process. Thank you.
Thank you, Satya. If Pragya is there, Pragya, You may take your time. That post. You know that unemployment has come up to the peak, not only in Bihar, in many parts of the country now. So in connecting with the question to Satya is that, not only the engineers, but in any field of education, as that the employment hasn't come up. So the question is that they are forced to dream someone else's dream. So the question is, how can they be helped to dream their own dream? So if Satya could respond, or both our panelists can also throw light into it.
Um, I spoke on the context. Let me give you one incident that happened in one of my friends' life. I think that will answer the question. One of my friend, he's my relative as well. He wanted to do physics, and his dream was to find something related to physics and to achieve in the field of physics. But his parents, they forced his elder brother to become an engineer. Of course, he got it in a corporate company in Bangalore. He got nice salary and all, but he wanted to become a person who works with physics. But his parents, they did not allow him. But he was so adamant, and he stick to that what he really want to achieve. But at last, his parents allowed him to do that studies. And after that, now, after he just an arts, just an BA, MSc in physics, and another person who is ME, his brother is who is doing ME, and now he's working in China as a scientist, uh, with a in a good pay scale, more than his brother who was an engineer. And why he went from India is that is also an issue, is that when he was working with Indian army research, he was suppressed, his ideas were suppressed because he had new creative thinkings, and the elderly people, they don't want to take up his new creative thinkings. And at last, he has to give up his thoughts, and he has to leave the country, and he got an opportunity in another country, and he's working there. Why I'm saying this? Because parents, they thought that maybe at becoming an engineer and a doctor can help financially or a job security for the person. But really, what God has given to him as a talent, who are we to take up that? And the one thing, that how can they help to dream their own? First, it is better to find their dream. It is to find what they are good at and what they really want to become. It may be some people, they want to end up in some kind of small kind of a business, but we may discourage them. What kind of business you are going to do that? The only thing is, find out what kind of dream a young person has to achieve, and try to encourage them and motivate them, so that they can build some changes in the nation building. Especially when we, because we have hierarchical job hierarchy, occupational hierarchy. For example, a person who is a doctor, who is in the top, a person who is a sweeper or a farmer, who is in the down. As we know, Delhi protest, so many days our farmers are protesting. There is no one to, even the media is neglecting them in many ways. But if it is has to do with the same thing with the corporate or any other thing, it will be telecasted, and it will become a big issue. So even the job hierarchy is also there in our society. So as parents, we need to find out the dreams of our children and try to motivate them. They can become a big person in the field, in the dream that they are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you, Satya, for the insight. Abraham and Indana, if we have any thoughts into that, which young people can be inspired, irrespective of what field they are into it, but to achieve the dreams, not only personally, but in comes to the dreams of the so-called the nation building.
Yeah, the question has a problem also, that says how can they be helped? they don't need any help as such. That's what I would say, because we are always in the hand of, in the side of helping. Rather, let them decide. Let them expose to the realities. Let them decide. The dream has a very positive aspect, especially history is concerned. You all know that I have a dream that was raised by Martin Luther King Jr. So I have a dream, the dream that he could materialize with the help of others. He could mobilize people. So in